It's This Week in Real Pirateball, documenting the 2010 Pittsburgh Pirates baseball season. And here's your host, Greg Mercer.
What's up, everybody? It's Mercer here with week number 21 of This Week in Real Pirateball. This week was full of controversial off-the-field news, and of course, I've got my own take on all of it. So let's go ahead and get into it right now. Right after the recording of last week's edition of TWIRP, sensitive financial documents were leaked to the media concerning the expenses and profits of the Pirates franchise. In these documents, it was discovered that the Pirates profited about $35 million in the past 3 years. I don't have enough time here to fully develop an argument, but here's my quick and realistic take on the subject. Before I start, let me first say that I absolutely believe that the Pirates are on the right track to winning based on their current drafting strategy. But let's get to the facts. First, there was an article published by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in December of 2009 where Frank Coonley stated the Pirates had made less than $11 million over the past 2 years, and all of it was channeled back into baseball. Considering these financial statements say that the Pirates made $15 million in 08 and $5 million in 09, those numbers just don't add up. Furthermore, some of the profit that was gained in 2008 was used to pay taxes for the owners, and another $10 million was used to pay interest on their debt to the team, which they own 3/4 of a stake in. I would hardly consider that channeling the money back into baseball. I'd call that paying off your taxes and paying off your loan, whether it was for the team or not. Finally, the team is getting well over $30 million in free money from baseball's revenue sharing program, otherwise known as baseball welfare. The Pirates are only spending $40 to $50 million on payroll every year. Yes, I understand that this year it's pointless to spend money because the Pirates are starting young and inexpensive players. But in 2007 and 2008, they had veteran players and a higher payroll and still made a huge profit. So if the owners were spending as much money as they possibly could to win, which is doubtful, what happens in 4 to 5 years when these Pirates' young emerging players are due major salary increases? Will the owners actually pay them at the risk of not making a profit? When you add in the $10 million they were spending in the past with an increase of $10 million from ticket sales, just see how they could. It would take another $20 million on top of that to have a payroll that would allow the Pirates to lock up young stars for multiple years, which is what you need to consistently have a competitive team. Look, I know owning a team is a business, but the goal of playing baseball is to win games and win the World Series. If you're going to own a team, you can't have your cake and eat it too without people getting angry. If you're absolutely unable to field a winning team and make a profit, even being on welfare, then you're either unwilling to win and content on making money, or you're unable to fund a winning team. If either is the case, you shouldn't be in the business. Former Pirate Jose Bautista did an interview with the Associated Press in which he claimed that the Pirates gave up on the 2008 season when they were hovering around 500 at the All-Star break. Bautista was quoted as saying, "They didn't feel the need to go out and spend money. For whatever reason, they decided not to, and we lost a lot of games." Bautista was traded for Robinson Diaz 2 years ago, and now Bautista is leading the majors in home runs. Diaz, of course, is no longer in the Pirates organization.
You lose! Good day, sir!
I don't agree with Bautista's take on the team because they were still 12.5 games out of first at the All-Star break, but the fact that the Pirates gave up on him 2 different times before he broke out is another blemish on the face of this team that is starving for talent. It's time for another edition of What Major League Players Got Hurt This Week? There were 3 casualties on the 25-man roster this week. Jeff Clement went on the DL with left knee irritation, Jeff Carsons missed his scheduled start with arm fatigue, and Ross Ohlendorf was pulled from his start after 2 batters with muscle issues in his back. He was placed on the disabled list, and it's looking like he'll miss the rest of the season at this point. Ohlendorf just couldn't stay healthy this year, which is a shame because he pitched pretty well in the majority of his starts. Still, he went 1-11 because he never got run support. He never had a 3-run lead to work with in any of his starts this season. It's just another example of the curse of the Pirates ace, which I've been talking about for the last 8 years.
Take this object, but beware, it carries a terrible curse.
Ooh, that's bad.
But it comes with a free Frogut.
That's good.
The Frogut is also cursed.
That's bad.
But you get your choice of topping.
That's good.
The toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
Can I go now?
There have been quite a few shakeups in the Pirates' bullpen over the last week. Brian Burris was called up, Daniel McCutchen has pitched a few times in long relief, Joel Hanrahan's worked in the 7th and 8th innings, and Evan Meek got a chance to close out a game this week. Unfortunately, Burris, Sean Gallagher, Chan-Ho Park, and Will Ledesma still suck, and Meek was hit in the throwing hand on Sunday's game, which may cause even further shuffling. At this point, it's worth a shot to try people out in different roles to see how they'll respond. However, as a fan, I wouldn't be safe with any lead at any point in any inning. Once again, in my endeavors to at least bring you one positive bit of Pirates news amidst the numerous blunders and strikeouts the Pirates have in every game, I'm starting a new segment called Positive K.
What your man got to do with me?
I got a man.
I'm not trying to hear that. See,
I got a man.
what your man got to do with me?
I got a man.
I'm not trying to hear that.
This week I'm going to focus on Jose Tabata. He hit .444 in 6 games this week with a double, triple, and home run. He's now batting .312 on the year. Defensively, he's been very solid in left field, and his speed has helped him not only in the field but on the base paths as well. It was always known that this kid could hit. The question is, would he develop any power? ESPN's John Sickles decided to project Tabata's numbers over the course of an entire career. He predicts a .291 career batting average with a few seasons near 20 homers and 100 RBIs. That would be great production from a Pirates corner outfielder. The only problem is that Sickles projects these things to happen after he's traded to another team. The Pirates actually managed to take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals this week. The first game was ugly as the Pirates lost 10-2. Tuesday's game saw Paul Maholm outduel Adam Wainwright in a 4-3 win. It's the second time in as many weeks where the Pirates have earned a great victory against an elite starting pitcher. Neil Walker's clutch hits were the difference as the Pirates clawed from behind to win. Wednesday's 5-2 win was highlighted by Walker's 3-run triple and a strong pitching performance by Daniel McCutchen. The Pirates traveled to Milwaukee for a 3-game series against the Brewers, and of course, they lost all 3 games. Seeing as though the Pirates had only won 8 of their last 48 games there, the outcome was pretty predictable. Friday's 7-2 loss can be summed up in one play, Lasting's Milledge blunder in right field. It was a shame because James McDonald actually pitched pretty well for the most part. Saturday's game was another epic collapse as the Pirates lost 8-7 in 11 innings. The Brewers scored 3 runs on some poor fielding in the 7th to tie the game, and Lorenzo Cain's game-winning single put it away. I recorded Sunday's game to watch it later, but after 3 innings, I knew it was going to happen. Charlie Morton returned and did awful once again, bringing his ERA back into the double digits in an 8-4 loss. There were plenty of terrible plays in this one. A failed pickoff throw, a boneheaded decision by Ronnie Cedeno to bunt with a man on third, and another Milledge blunder in the outfield. When the Pirates continue to make mistakes like this on a regular basis, it almost looks like they're really trying to lose on purpose. Now it's time for my Bet Against the Pirates update for week 21. Seeing as though I made so much money last week, you had to figure I'd do something stupid to offset it this week. The Pirates went 2-4 this week, and I went 3-3 on my bets. I stupidly bet the run line on Saturday when I knew both pitchers sucked, which could have led to a close, high-scoring game, which it did. Because of my bad betting, I lost $20.70 this week to bring my total overall winnings to $302.09. I have a feeling I'll hover around the $300 mark for the next few weeks as the Pirates are alternating home and road series. At this point, I need to remember to only bet the runs when absolutely necessary so I can continue to preserve my capital as much as I can. What do I think about the Pirates this week? It's the same story that I've told you for quite a while. The Pirates have some good young offensive players that are fun to watch, but the constant blunders in the field and the poor pitching make it pretty hard for people to watch on most nights. The Pirates will need to play well above 500 in the last 32 games to avoid losing 100 games. Speaking of 100 losses, I've set up a poll on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for people to guess what day the Pirates will lose their 100th game. If you'd like to make a guess, leave me a comment with the date that you think the Pirates will lose their 100th game by the end of the month. If you pick the right date, I'll shout you out on TWIRP in the week the Pirates lose number 100. Next week, the Pirates go to the friendly confines for 3 games against the Cubs. After that, the Pirates come back for 3 games against the Steven Strasburg-less Washington Nationals at PNC Park. Well, that about does it for this week. Make sure you come back again next week for another edition of This Week in Real Pirateball. I'm Greg Mercer.